What to do if Mu Wang's edition was stolen? Before long, Wen Nguyen walked up carrying some drinks. Arrived at the studio. Wen Nguyen distributes the drinks. Let everyone have a sweet taste. Then, the first company meeting after the warmth arrived. Officially begin. Budin. Let's talk about the recent resistance issues. The main issue now is there are not enough beverage staff. Those in Pearl City are also secretly working on it. The orders they received were not good. We are currently having a headache. I understand. They talked a lot. Jiefeng silently stood aside without saying a word. Looking at the warmth, let it flow freely. Many details. Even if it's him. It's not easy to solve either. These all require time and effort. During the interview, difficult to articulate questions online. It was easy to start talking. The warmth of entering a working state is very sincere. I checked the status of the studio. There are various issues with the current development of the studio. After the resistance, he recorded these questions one by one. To facilitate future work, proceed to resolve or optimize. Usually only 5-10-minute studio meeting. This time lasted for half an hour. Not over yet. These are all opportunities to warm up through exercise. The monsoon won't disturb. After they finished discussing the details, the monsoon has just announced the company's news. Please wait a moment. I will establish a new technology company. The company name is Paper Tip Future. The company's president is Wen Nguyen, and I personally serve as the planning director, part-time technical director. Dowding is provisionally appointed as the internal affairs supervisor of the company. Wait for the company later. After recruiting a powerful technical expert, I will step down from the position of technical director. As for planning this position, say it again. Of course, the company has very few people now, besides the warm president. Other positions are basically just empty shells. But it doesn't matter. Growth is not achieved overnight. We have enough time. Finally, let me emphasize one more thing. The company will get back on track in the future. During working hours at the company, just don't hold back. Brothers and cousins refer to each other like this. Dowding is manager Do. Warmth is just General Wen. The director is just the director. I hope everyone can remember. Understood? Understood. When the monsoon speaks, even warmth has to honestly listen. Announcing the company matters. The company meeting with everyone finally came to an end. No need to face the pressure of the monsoon. Everyone let out a sigh of relief. Officially finished talking. The monsoon brings warmth. Arrived in the president's office. This is the office space he specifically set aside for Wen Nguyen. He just pulled over a table for himself. Make do with it. There's no way. Limited space. The impact of the monsoon on the company's future development. Still very confident. As for money in this regard, he is really lacking. In the early stages of the company, a lot of expenses are necessary. Save wherever you can. In the president's office, the monsoon pointed at the second-hand boss that once belonged to him. Wen Zhao, sit down. Wen Nguyen raised her eyebrows. It seems a bit unfamiliar. The monsoon saw his embarrassment. He pushed him over directly. Don't be uncomfortable. Don't be shy. From now on, you sit here. That is President Wen. I'm afraid I can't do it. The warm gaze looked intensely at Jiefeng. After deciding to establish the company, he is a bit afraid he won't do well. I don't want to disappoint the monsoon. I also hope I can help him. And he always felt that the position of the CEO, it seems like we've elevated him a bit too much. The monsoon sensed his worries. Walk over gently. Sitting at the desk, in my opinion, No one is better than you. Warmth. You might not have realized yet one's own abilities and potential, and you also said, I am the boss. Do you know? Can a boss not be a bad person in the company? So I came to be the bad guy. When Nguyen is very smart. A little insight goes a long way. The boss is the one in charge. The boss usually plays the good guy. Just let Chang Chang set it up. As for why, when the company grows a bit bigger, after a while, you will understand. As the president, there will be plenty of days ahead to sing the dark face. You must maintain your dignity. Otherwise, it won't be convincing to the public. This is not a joke. Majesty, fulfilling the public's needs. Seeing the seriousness in the Monsoon's words. When Nguyen also became very serious. I understand. I will do well. No need to be so nervous. Things will naturally straighten out when they get to the bridge. Waiting for you afterwards. Hire a high-end professional secretary. Many things. The secretary will teach you everything. Don't be stingy with your money then. Understood. Take out the disposable cups. Could I borrow a cup of hot water? Take the slightly cool hand of warmth. Stuck on the hot water cup. Does it still hurt? Up. When Nguyen finally realized this. What is the Monsoon asking? It's good that it doesn't hurt. Take a break. I will go register the company later. Good. I have to say, although today is an entire day, but there are many things the two of them need to do. Buying an electric bike, buying a phone, come to the studio for a meeting and discussion. After that, we still need to register the company with the Industry and Commerce Bureau. It became evening. They still have to meet for dinner separately. This day has been incredibly busy. The Monsoon said to take a break. Nguyen sat in the boss's chair. Start exploring your own phone. The functions of Apple's are quite numerous. At least it's better than the previous one that came with the recharge gift. There are many OP. Warmth still needs to be familiarized with. The Monsoon is draining. Arrived before the god of wealth. He took out a lighter and lit 3 incense sticks. He sincerely bowed to the god of wealth. Then it was plugged in. The aroma fills the office. Actually, Jiefeng doesn't really like this smell, but he always lights incense every time. Because of this experience from a past life, the Monsoon only respects this seemingly superstitious behavior. He can choose not to believe in ghosts and gods. But in his past life, there were people stronger than him, and almost everyone more powerful than him believes it. Just like a certain business magnate once said, you can choose not to believe in ghosts and spirits, not believing in feng shui, but you have to trust me. If I believe you, then you must believe. A domineering yet simple truth. Is this kind of thing really superstition? The Monsoon is also unclear. After all, even something like reincarnation has already happened, and he can feel it. The richer a person is, Yu Jingwei, all may not be faith, but we must maintain respect, just like he is now. I light incense to honor the deities. Let my heart be uneasy. Fragrance just arrived. The warmth of the upcoming season of the Monsoon Festival. He also got down from his seat. Do I need to pay my respects? Let's bow and pray. Although offering a few coins worth of incense for wishes worth millions. It's a bit difficult for the god of wealth. And pray a bit. After all, there's no harm in it. The god of wealth would also be pleased. When Nguyen curled her lips. He understands. Jiefeng wants him to pay respects to the god of wealth. When I was young, my family would worship Guanyin. But after Dad left, Mom just threw away Guanyin. More than 10 years have passed. It was his first time worshipping the gods. received the lighter passed by the monsoon. This lighter warmth has become very familiar, brushing like the incense. When Newen suddenly paused, "Worship the god of wealth. Can I make another wish?" "I don't know." Warmly holding the fragrance in hand. King Inini, from the moment you prepare to make a wish, he always can't help but daydream. When I came back to my senses, he wants to apologize to the gods, but found the incense in hand. It's almost time to order. It's okay. The monsoon whispered softly in his ear. Don't panic. Even the god of wealth wouldn't blame you for your outrageous demands. The points are based on the number of characters. 200 words, a little. 3,000 words equate to 15 points. 8 p.m. is 4,000 words. It's not the author's random collection. Monsoon mad. Harm him in an instant. Next time, find a chance to get back at him. End your own wild thoughts. Relight the incense. When Newen earnestly made her wish, watching the flames ignite the incense, watching him offer incense and pray, the monsoon suddenly felt a sense of contentment. Autistic girl became a devoted maiden. How are you? Do you have a strong feeling? When Newen turned to look at Jai Fang, when our eyes meet. There was an inexplicable allure in his eyes. It works quite effectively. The monsoon paused again. Achieved. Aye. All right. After all, he is the eldest brother. Not to the point of asking. What wish has warmth truly granted? Both of them rested for a while. Jifink leaned against the sofa. It took about a quarter of an hour. Just got up, running away with warmth, rushing toward the Industry and Commerce Bureau, registering a company, trademark, processing documents. The two of them were busy until after 3 in the afternoon before finishing. A small company isn't that grand. We need to pull a strip. Ribbon cutting. It was all quiet when it was established. The busy tasks have come to an end. The two finally welcomed some time alone that belonged to them, running back and forth in the Bureau of Industry and Commerce. Gather various materials. The monsoon has already worn out. He casually found a patch of grass to lie down on. Didn't care about his white clothes either, even because of being too tired. I forgot to check if there was dog poop on this grass. There are too many dog lovers. There are too few people of quality. When Newen is holding a bottle of water, just want to sit beside the monsoon. But as he was adjusting his skirt, the monsoon directly blocked him. Sigh, there's a bit of pressure from being a leader and from beautiful women. You can't just act like this now. Oh, Warmth has a bit of regret. He originally wanted to sit next to Jifeng. He looked at the long legs extended by Jai Feng. Is it okay to sit on your lap? Forget it. That's too indiscreet. Oh, it really is quite busy. Be a little busier. It makes people feel fulfilled. A person has become fulfilled. Then I won't think too much. Being fulfilled leaves no time to dwell on sorrowful things. This suddenly struck a chord. Let the monsoon show a hint of surprise. Warmth is also like Muwankyu, can understand one's own artistic style, but he is a pragmatist, also involved in maintaining the chicken soup account. So when Newen rarely talks about such spiritual insights. Why are you suddenly talking about this? When Newen thought for a moment. Suddenly the vinegar ran out. Maybe it's because I have too much free time. Did not work seriously. The corner of the monsoon's mouth twitched. It feels like the two of us are not on the same wavelength. There is still a little time this afternoon. Where do you want to go play? Do not want to. Warmth is not like the sorrowful women in romantic dramas. I don't know if it's due to intelligence. Carousel, In his eyes, the children's playground is. It's really too childish. That kind of thing brings him no joy. It's even better to go to work. But there is one thing. The monsoon can be determined. When Nguyen really enjoys playing. Sad. The monsoon suddenly opened its mouth. I'll take you to play in the sand. Warm vinegar soured the plums. Regarding playing with sand, he seems to be displaying some unusual behavior. Looking at Wen Nguyen's hesitant expression, Jiefeng stood up directly, hold his hand. Let's go. Let's go play in the sand. Good. He took $1, bought 2 tickets. Then I bought a small black shovel. Hand it over to Warmth. He doesn't know. Why does Wen Nguyen like to play with sand? Especially when he saw the warmth. Every time I put my hand in the sand, a certain expression will show on their face. An indescribable joy. Girls also like to play with iron sand palm. I always feel something is off. Why do you like playing in the sand so much? The monsoon can't help but. Asked why. Wen Nguyen thought for a moment, but he himself did not get a clear answer. I'm not very clear about it either. When I was young, my mom didn't let me play, but I occasionally play secretly, on the construction site and by the roadside. Every time it goes in. Sand and rice can relieve stress, but I can't remember the specific details. Do you also enjoy playing with rice? How do you know? Guessed, mentioning rice. Wen Nguyen suddenly stuck out her tongue. I have only played my twice. The second time I got beaten badly by my mom. I didn't play anymore. The way Wen Nguyen just stuck out her tongue. Let the monsoon be stunned. The gaze gradually softened. Although every experience is hard-earned. But I think, turn back and buy a few bags of rice. Let me find a basin to refresh myself. It should be fine too. The warm eyes glimmered slightly, nodded vigorously. Okay. The two played until 6 in the afternoon. The warmth of a smile on the face. It never dispersed. And Jiefeng rode his little electric scooter, delivered the warmth. He went to the place where his classmates were gathering in the evening. Jianyang restaurant. Go ahead. Standing at the door, the warm monsoon waved goodbye to the departing passengers. A day passes so quickly. Warmth feels a bit reluctant. He lowered his head, her gaze slightly lifted upwards. It looks like, is there something you want to say? It's like waiting for the monsoon to say something. For a long while, the monsoon remained silent. Wen Nguyen suddenly became a bit anxious. He walked up to Jiefeng. A whispered word. Why aren't you talking today? Don't drink alcohol at night. Monsoon. That's right. So don't drink tonight. Good. The satisfaction in warm words is deeply moving. He turned around and slowly walked away, constantly looking back, the way you looked back. Let the monsoon itch in the heart. Take out your phone. Capture a beautiful silhouette of Jiefeng as a phone wallpaper. Until warmth, disappearing into the crowd at the Jianyang Hotel entrance. The monsoon sitting on the little electric scooter took out the phone and looked at it. Find Zhu Ming and Zhang Keo's avatars. Everyone received one. These two fools. Yesterday we talked about dinner plans. At that time, it was said that the specific restaurant had not been confirmed. Send him a message tomorrow. It's already 6 o'clock. Still no news. Let out a fart. Silence descends once more. He might as well sneak back to eat pig's trotter rice. Still blowing the northwesterly wind. Riding away, went to a convenience store to buy a pack of cigarettes. The monsoon was thinking of lighting one for himself. Suddenly discovered the lighter is gone. He was taken aback. Whoa! But Looking back on what happened during the day, the monsoon gradually calmed down inside. When warming up to offer incense to the god of wealth, take the lighter away. After that, I never returned it to him. Make sure the lighter is not lost. Jaifeng let out a slight sigh of relief. Forget it. First, buy a disposable one. Make do. At that moment, the phone suddenly rang. Jaifeng glanced over. I just got a new phone and didn't save the numbers. But he felt, it's either Zhu Ming or Zhang Keo's. Hey, brother Feng, where have you reached? The voice belongs to Zhu Ming. What has happened? You all didn't tell me where the location is. Sending you a message. Not responding either. I'm feeling the breeze on the road. Ah, I thought Zhang Keo sent it to you. This idiot. Forget it. You tell me first. Where is it? Lai School is not very far from here. It is the Jian Yang restaurant on Lila Road. Monsoon. He turned his head to take a glance. The blue road sign in my hand. Lai Lai Road, Jian Yang restaurant. Before, when Nguyen said to go to Jian Yang restaurant. What was it that we were doing? Alumni gathering. The call hasn't been hung up yet. Monsoon couldn't help but ask. Hey, old Zhu, let's go to Jian Yang restaurant for a meal. It's not just about eating. Didn't I tell you yesterday? Some people from several classes came. It was a social gathering organized by Zue. We used to just eat meals. Help that fool Zhang Keo. Getting to know a few girls. Everyone shares the expenses equally. Feng Ji, if you're feeling stressed, I'll help you report it later, okay? Zhu Ming's words are very sincere. However, the monsoon is very clear. This guy is definitely still hiding something. Most likely, Qingmu will go in late autumn. He was just hanging on for dear life. Let yourself go too. For this situation, the monsoon didn't know what to say. Zhu Ming also couldn't sing anymore. There's a bit at home too. How did it come to this in late autumn? Yunji, we are all brothers. Some things I don't know whether to say or not. Don't say that, don't say that. Monsoon, good. You won't even give your brother a chance to persuade you, huh? All right, let's go. I'll be there soon. All right, the guys are all waiting for you to order. Hang up the phone. Jaifeng got back on his electric bike, turning towards Jian Yang restaurant. At this moment in the Jian Yang restaurant, the freshmen gathering at Magic City University booked a whole hall. 2 long tables were set up in the hall. It's somewhat like the format of a cocktail party. However, the specifications aren't that far off. Food and drinks, they are all just average. After all, most students are ordinary people. It's impossible to set the specifications too exaggerated. Zhu Ming hung up the phone. Cast your gaze across. Mu Wankyu just sat there, laughing and chatting with a few classmates in the dorm. As Zhu Ming got up and walked over, Mu Wankyu then noticed his actions. Facing Zhu Ming, Mu Wankyu also let out a faint sigh. Zhu Ming is interested in him. He is naturally very clear, but he rejected Zhu Ming's intention, has never hidden anything. Several times over, Mu Wankyu felt, as long as Zhu Ming is not an idiot, everyone should be able to understand. Those who can get into Magic City University. Can't it be disabled? But he still doesn't understand, or pretend not to understand. This left Mu Wankyu feeling a bit helpless. Thinking about it, he himself is no different. Let out a bitter laugh. Late autumn. Zhu Ming has come over. Why are you sighing? It's nothing. Seeing him. Instead, I thought of my own situation. My own situation as Mu Wankyu's close friend for many years. The two of them certainly knew he liked the monsoon. You still can't forget that renovation guy. There are so many handsome guys in college. Next is better. Muwankyu smiled. No response. Turned to look at a spot inside the hall. When Nguyen and his roommates. Just sit there. Today's warmth is strikingly cold. Black waist defining long dress. Fully display the figure on slender, straight legs. Hands crossed and clasped together. Expressionless. Life is fleeting. His appearance in front of the monsoon. Completely different. The dishes have already started to come out. Facing food. Warmth has always been unreserved. Pick up the fork on the table. Just poked a piece of banana into my mouth. Ate something. His cold expression softened slightly. Just the next second, his face became even colder. At the door, Monsoon parked her little electric scooter. Urgently, as I reached the entrance of Jian Yang restaurant, a man holding fresh flowers collided head on. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oops. A big bouquet of fresh flowers. Suddenly, it slipped from my hands. Fortunately, the monsoon is quick-witted and swift. Catch it in an instant. Be careful. Brum. When returning the bouquet, the monsoon just happened to see the words on the bouquet card. Warmth. I like you. Monsoon. On the other side lie Anxa. I also saw the foam wallpaper lit up by the monsoon. Above is a warm silhouette. Lai Anxia first took the bouquet. Then he slicked back his greasy hair. Bros also like warmth. Monsoon openly admits. I like it. What a coincidence. I like it too. And I am going to confess my feelings. Bro, wish me success. The corner of the monsoon's mouth twitched. The tone is sincere. But I feel you won't succeed. Lai Anxia had no intention of speaking. The monsoon patted Lai Anxia's shoulder. The tone has become more sincere. Because when Nguyen likes me. Lai Anxia, dressed in an unknown sports brand. I twisted my neck, looking into the eyes of the monsoon, growing increasingly unkind. Bro, I saw you helped me pick the flowers. That's what I call you, buddy. It's not that I'm saying. You're just a bit taller. Looks a bit handsome. Are there any other advantages? You like warmth. I didn't say anything. I'm just being polite by greeting you. You're being so sarcastic. Then it becomes meaningless. They are all students of Mada University. The score is not just given for free. When Nguyen has taken a liking to you, one should have self-awareness. Okay. Hit hard by Lai Anxia's powerful attack. The monsoon raised its hand. For a moment I forgot what to say. Monsoon feels that she herself. Every word is sincere. It was truly a kind reminder for Lai Anxia. But how come this guy just doesn't believe it? Sincerity is taken as sarcasm. It's truly regrettable. Confessing to Wen Nguyen. This guy is truly determined. Bro, lies do not hurt. The truth is the sharp blade. Climb. Lai Anxia didn't want to pay attention to Jaifin. Regarding what Jaifin just said, he threw a couple of punches. It's already considered civilized and polite. When Nguyen likes him, slightly tidied up, pulling up one's sleeves. Lai Anxia carelessly walked into the restaurant. The monsoon gently shakes its head, just about to go in and take a look. How did this guy confess his feelings? Suddenly, the hotel security shouted loudly. Lou was shouting through the loudspeaker at his little shop. Helplessly shrugs. The monsoon can only pass. What does my big brother say? Can a parking space be freed up here? Stop over there. Glanced at the parked location. It really does take up a large piece of space. Just here. There aren't any parking spaces marked either. Look down on electric bikes. 30 years on the east bank of the river, 30 years of the river's west, the tacit understanding of youth in poverty, Minsoon as a businessman, even though I think this way in my heart, but still polite on the surface. He handed a cigarette to the security guard. There are too many cars over there, big brother. I can't get in. The security guard took the cigarette, glanced at the Minsoon. Mora University's Nabo. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead. Quickly park the car. The Minsoon finally smiled, walking towards Jian Yang restaurant. This world doesn't have to be a matter of you living and me dying. He is not the return of the Dragon King either. Generally speaking, a person's smile and sincerity, this is enough to solve the problem of 70. As for the remaining 30, let's first be the taciturn youth in poverty. Then soon, come join us for dinner. Earring Gu Zuting's voice. The Minsoon sighed. It's true, you can encounter it anywhere. The Minsoon finished speaking and left. Gu Zuting hurriedly caught up. Let's go in together. Whatever. In the lobby of Jian Yang restaurant. Warmth, warmth. Don't just focus on eating. Look over there. Jian from the law department. Isn't he handsome? And that one too. Jen Seng, tall and thin. Not bad either. The warmth interrupted during a meal. Slightly furrowed brows. He was always with Jifen during the day, because there are too many things to take care of. I bought a rolled pancake at noon. Dealing with a single bite. Ran all day. This time I'm almost starving. He really hates it. Someone interrupted him while he was eating. Moreover, in recent times, he feels somewhat averse to Wang Nan. But he also didn't know. How should I handle this relationship? No fighting. Insulting words. He isn't very good at it either. The Minsoon should know how to handle it. But today I'm with the Minsoon. So happy. Forgot to ask. So annoying. Wan Nan meets Wen Nguyen. No direct assent. He shook his arm again. Warmth. You should take a look. Wen Nguyen feels a bit annoyed. But Wang Nan seemed completely unaware, still urging him to check out handsome guys. Warmth turned away, glimpsed at those few people, looking back at Wang Nan. Wang Nan eagerly asked, "How is it? They all look pretty handsome, right? I feel." Each one was pretty good. Wen Nguyen wanted to continue eating her caramelized banana. He had never eaten this before. The indifference between the eyebrows. Even Lai Yunxiu across the street felt it. Last encounter. He knew that Wen Nguyen had some issues with her personality. When Nan did this. It seems we need to push Warmth to become roommates, too. He also knows that Warmth has arrived. At that moment, they proactively handed a cup of warm water to Wen Nguyen. Warm up the somewhat stiff emotions. Warmth. Let's drink something warm. Lai Yunxiu's soft whispers make the warmth a bit more comfortable. He nodded to the former. Thank you. You're welcome. Lai Yunxiu's interruption was very effective. Wen Nguyen took a deep breath while talking to Wan Nan. The anger is already gone. Or leg. I don't feel anything special. But Nan, what kind of evaluation is this? Isn't that how normal people are? He had Wen Nguyen look at the appearances of several people. Instead of being missing an arm and a leg, I was talking about their appearance. Don't you think they're handsome? Wen Nguyen took another glance this time. It's about 5 seconds longer than what I just watched. When I looked back again, the answer is more serious than last time. Not as good as the Minsoon. Pachai. This line is not as good as the Minsoon. Lai Yunxiu from across couldn't hold back anymore. Laughed out loud. He poked Tian Fang beside him, nodding along as well. The warm gaze is quite nice. I also think it's not as good as classmate Jiefeng. What do you think, Yan Fang? Yan Fang, the glasses girl, raised her head. Seems indifferent to the previous topic. I won't back down. Wang Nan wonders if there is someone who recognizes her. Feeling a bit angry. So many outstanding guys. None are better than that scumbag from the monsoon. But every time the monsoon is mentioned, it's about the scumbag. When Nguyen would get angry at him. He also didn't want to make the dormitory relationship too tense. The words never came out. Unable to find a topic for a while. Wang Nan's expression also became somewhat stiff. The lips began to mumble as well. Your perspective is just like this. When Nguyen completely ignored Wang Nan's meaning. To be honest, he is not as good as the rice in the bowl. He Wan Nen is a little bit. There is no narration. When Nguyen wishes to have a good meal. Not yet continued. He interrupted me again. Warmth, warmth. A handsome guy is coming over. A warm gaze turned cold. Gripping the fork tightly. Suddenly poked into the caramelized banana. This action is quite significant. Startled Wang Nan next to him. But the warmth did not continue, because Wang Nan said the person has already arrived. Lift your head. About 1.75 meters. Handsome and sunny boy. Stood beside the two people. His name is Jiangnan. It's what Wang Nan just said. Jiangnan didn't ask him again. A warm gaze swept by. No expression can be seen on the face. The tone is indifferent. Short. Hearing Wan Nan's voice. Jiangnan, upon hearing this response, suddenly my heart felt refreshed. There's a play happening in Jiangnan. Self and warmth. The scene of cheerful conversation follows. He saw warm. Pick up the candied banana in front of you. Get out. Leave. Jiangnan. Lai Yunxiu across the way. Once again, I burst into laughter. He isn't someone who laughs easily. Just warmth. Every operation. It all comes as a surprise. Wang Nan beside him. I was completely stunned. Warmth. Where are you going? Eating rice. The warmth of a black dress. Slowly walked towards the windowsill. His cold and indifferent demeanor, like a flower on a high mountain. The Jiangnan behind me opened his mouth. The embarrassment of being rejected on the spot, and the unwillingness in my heart. Let his gaze shift for a long time, but in the end, just a calm smile. Sit down next to Wang Nan. Hello, classmate. Wang Nan was slightly taken aback. Jiangnan unexpectedly took the initiative to contact him. This is happiness. Is it the rhythm of knocking on the door? Hello. Aren't you here to find warmth? Indeed it is. He Len Nguyen. It seems my classmates don't really want to get to know me. But it's okay. Duo meets new friends. It's not so bad either. Please introduce yourself. I am Jiangnan from the law department. How to address classmates? My name is Wan Nan. What a nice name. Jiangnan praised. Isn't it just an ordinary name? You can't say that. The name Nan signifies being down to earth. Steady, noble, extraordinary meanings. Because the Namu tree itself is evergreen. Therefore there is also the meaning of resilience and vitality. The tone of Jiangnan. Very natural. Literary allusions. It also comes easily. Since childhood, it's just very ordinary. Wan Nan, who has never been in love, said, such a boy. It's simply a dimensionality reduction strike, directly piercing his soul. 3 words and 2 phrases, they start to show infatuation. Wan Nan classmate, having a great conversation. Let's add each other on WeChat. It will be fine in the future. Let's go out and have fun. Okay, excited Wang Nan. How can one refuse such a request? Quickly added Jianin's WeChat. Jianin smiled gently. The gaze swept over Lai Yunxiu and Yan Fang. Let's add these two classmates as well, even though I really don't want to. Everyone encounters legal problems. But if there is this aspect, matter that needs consultation, you can also contact me. The reason for Jianin, reasonable and just, even if it's Lai Yunxiu, felt a slight unease. Could not refuse either. Xiaonan, that warm classmate, is there anything you need help with? A small nod. Wang Nan has already fainted. Under Lai Yuxiu's disapproving gaze, Wang Nan actively took out her phone. I'll send you his WeChat. This isn't very good, is it? It's okay. It's nothing. All right. You push it to me. Jianin's smile remained unchanged, but no one knows what is inside his smile. And by the window, warmly enjoying the food. It's still the end of September. The moon in alternating black and white. The sunset has yet to fade, but the dusk is already here. When I was alone, never felt lonely. They might even enjoy the solitude. But now loneliness. No longer enjoying. Just because someone is missing. Without him, the rice in the bowl doesn't taste good anymore. In warmth, when quietly gazing at the moon, Wu Wanquan on the other side of the hall, also quietly watching him. He held an iron spoon. Take the little sweet ball in front of you. Press them one by one. I don't know if it's a discovery. Still playing. Want you? What are you watching? Liang Wei followed Mu Wanqiu's gaze. Nature saw the warmth by the window. She is so beautiful. Mu Wang's reflections. Liang Wei raised her eyebrows slightly in jealousy. I don't understand, my beautiful best friend. Why do you have feelings for another girl? Express such sentiments. Why say it like this? Listening to Liang Wei's praise. Will want you. He just smiled calmly. She grabbed Liang Wei's hand, shook it several times. It sounds like they are being playful. It was as if thanking oneself. Comfort from a best friend. The smile in her eyes, like a captivating autumn breeze, infected the surroundings. Almost all the boys, especially Zhu Ming, who had been staring at her, Kimu Wankeu, when releasing Liang Wei. The expression returned to silence. Yes, you also said I am very beautiful. I know too. I look great. Very beautiful. I've known since I was little. But beautiful. Just beautiful. Beautiful is just beautiful. You all say I'm beautiful. Looks good, but you won't say I'm beautiful. Yan Wei, we will speak. The afterglow of the setting sun is beautiful. Can speak. The bright moon in the dark night is beautiful. I can also speak. The endless starry sky is beautiful. But they all share a common characteristic. Unreachable things. So I was thinking, she is very beautiful. Could it be because the distance that feels so unreachable? Yang Wei's mouth twitched. She knows. My own best friend. Probably having an episode. Literary youth syndrome. Perhaps there are still some lovesickness. I feel you. It's just overthinking. Want you? Why not browse for handsome guys online? Dissolve it. Did I think too much? Mu Wankyu's eyes were filled with a smile, becoming denser. Walked actively towards the windowsill. This action. Liang Wei was startled. Mu Wank, what is this for? Are you challenging me to a duel for warmth? Although this kind of plot, she also felt a hint of anticipation. Can warm that icy demeanor. It feels really powerful. Sai, Wankyu, where are you going? Let's chat. Mu Wankyu still did not stay with Zhu Mingjing. Copy them over here. She was always free. It is impossible to be bound by others. Wherever you want to go, just go. Gently walk to the window. Wu want you, but did not step forward. Talking with warmth, she leaned against the window, looking at the warmth. Just tell her. A girl missed her. Wu Wang's speech, with a hint of excitement. It is also somewhat ambiguous. This sentence. It can be described as missing the warmth of the monsoon. It can also be missing the monsoon version of myself, the warmth of eating together. Took a breath. Why is there another one coming? Silently set down the caramelized candy. He got up and looked at Muwonk. Muwonk you, not the same as others. This is truly able to make her. The girl feels threatened. Warm ick. Make her able to understand the meaning of Muwonkyu's words. She is not like Muwonkyu. Can talk. However, she can throw a straight ball. You are thinking of her. Muwonk, immediately in agreement. If there were no thoughts, isn't that just deceiving oneself? But if I say I thought about it, she and the monsoon, it doesn't matter. Isn't that just unrequited love? Does it count as a failure? After holding it in for half a day, I didn't expect that either. Very good answer. Muwonk's eyes lowered as she sighed. All right, all right. You are impressive. Warm lips, slightly raised. Her past experiences were very simple. So, I have never experienced anything like this before. Just think about it. You are not the first. It won't be the last one either. Muwonkyu is so beautiful. The warmth before me. Let her suddenly feel the feeling of being unable to win at all. At the same time, she was also a bit curious. The first person mentioned by Wen Nguyen. Who is the first? It is Gu Zuting. Muwonkyu was taken aback for a moment. She heard from Gu Zuting the story between the listener and the monsoon. The monsoon has licked. Gu Zuting has dealt with this matter for many years. Muwonk, it just feels absurd. Before the monsoon. Really like Gu Zuting that much. Then between them. Why did it change? Now like this. Before the monsoon. Do you really like Gu Zuting? It should be right. Warm tone. A bit uncertain. You don't know. Muwonk's behavior was somewhat strange. A warm response. I don't know. The monsoon of that time. What is it like? Warmth. Actually, I don't like it. Chatting with someone other than the monsoon. But today I encountered Muwonk. She finds it hard to give birth. That feeling of resistance. At that time, the monsoon only know how to smoke. Fighting. And also, she goes every day. Everyone buys soy milk for Gu Zuting and Xiaolongbao. That's about it. Smoking. Fighting. Soy milk and soup dumplings. This is warmth. Towards the monsoon. All the memories of the past. As for why I can remember. Soy milk and soup dumplings. That is because of warmth. I really want to try it too. Unfortunately, she can't afford it. Every girl. They are all very gossipy. She went to the side. Pulled over a chair. Not very ladylike. Cross one leg. On the chair. Then she warmly invited him to sit down. She delivers every day. Yes. More than 2 years of high school. Every day. Muwonkyu. Suddenly feeling a bit emotional. If that's the case. Monsoon. Once favored Gu Zuting. I'm afraid even warmth cannot be reached. Then you all. What's going on? This time. Let warmth touch a little. Because she has always been alone. Her past world. Only black and white. I can't see anything at all. Other people and scenery. She doesn't know either. the so-called future. What does it look like? Until the monsoon, breaking into her world, thinking of the past, the ghost fire youth, carrying the moment of the bullied girl, the warm corners of the mouth involuntarily, quietly rising, Mu Wankwu sitting by the side. Everyone couldn't help but be moved by this scene. The girl by the window, thinking about the moments that make her happy, the smile that shines through. Even her competitor will all be healed. You want to know. Me and the monsoon. How did you meet? Go ahead and tell me. Muwank. I'm really curious. She really wants to know. Where did I go wrong? It probably starts with the ghost fire boy. To stand up for the girl he likes. Let's start with the bullying of the introverted girl. Wu want you. The bullying story of the boy named Ghost Fire, although she is full of questions. Unbelievable. Can see the warmth. Only then did I realize the smile on my face. This seems to be true. So the monsoon. He was once a fiery youth. She did it for the one she liked, Gu Zuting. Rushed to bully. A warm girl with autism. Too thick. Muang. I really want to be like my photographer friends. Say a few words. What the heck? Let's relax a bit. Personal reflections. The unfolding of the plot between the monsoon and Warm. It's a bit too bizarre, isn't it? I can't believe it. I can't believe you have such a past. What happened next? A warm gaze shines brightly. That night, it is the end of Gu Zuting. It is also her official beginning. From Ghost Fire Youth, from the moment you took me home, my world gradually gained color. She is rare. Talking to someone about one's past. This person. It turns out to be my own rival in love. Mu Wankyu, you have always been a great listener. She quietly listened as Wenworm spoke. A story about someone you like. Hearing the monsoon on the rooftop during a warm conversation. She will silently clench her fists. Hearing the monsoon winds. When Nguyen goes to the mall. When changing outfits. She will quietly hide her envy. Hearing the monsoon say, 20,000 of Beidou silk. It's better than the Nilan mountain on the 15th. She would also burst into hearty laughter. Surprising monsoon. It can be so real. Finally, they heard them. Restraint of graduation season. Estrangement and farewell. Muwangiu. It couldn't help but tighten the heart. Between the two people, it seems there hasn't been much turmoil. Yet it makes one reluctant to part. Even in when they met each other. Even the protagonist of the story. It's not oneself. Muwangiu. One can't help but feel exhilarated. The reason for the monsoon is, during the summer vacation, always keep a distance from myself. Actually, it is just because of the existence of warmth. No wonder. How did you score so high? But arrived in the magic city. It was the monsoon that changed me. You changed him too. Mu Wonk's voice was very soft. Can't tell if it's envy, or perhaps a different kind of emotion. When Nguyen smiled warmly. The victor needs no declaration. At this moment, silence speaks louder than words. Wu Wonk's feelings were quite profound. Between warmth and monsoon, it seems there is no gap at all. At least, she doesn't feel the gap. Perhaps they miscalculated the time they knew each other. It doesn't seem like it either. Between warmth and monsoon, it's all about mutual healing. Let's rush towards each other. If it were me, will you like the monsoon of that time? This question has no answer. Looking at the warmth, Wu Wankwu has this time abandoned the thought of competition. It's hard to feel alive. Her expression suddenly became somewhat listless. Once, someone said, the first person I think of when I wake up in the morning. The last person I think of before sleep. This person, if it is not the source of happiness, that is the root of suffering. It should come from someone you like, gaining strength and joy. Instead of exhausting all your energy, embrace joy and love. The wrong person. It won't be because I can endure. It just becomes right. Couldn't catch up with those times. It's truly a pity. Maybe. While Mu Wonk's heart was filled with emotion, Wen Nguyen quietly poked a piece of cake on the table. Swallow it in one bite, to arrange for this respectable opponent. She didn't even eat her meal properly. Swallow the cake. The warm eyebrows raised. Delicious. Covering the mouth with a tissue. Satisfied sweet lips. Today she has said a lot. I want to see Mu Wonk. They should know when to retreat. Warm strands of hair drifting onto my shoulders. Her brows and eyes were curved. This is on her face. A rare smile, black waistcut dress, make her appear aloof and elegant. Mu Wanqiu seems vibrant and full of energy. General chat interface. Astonishing everyone. Neither of them noticed. Their chat by the window has attracted too much attention. A somewhat dejected Mu Wanqiu, leaning back in the chair. She sought warmth in conversation herself. I didn't expect that. Yet it ended in such complete defeat. Just wanted to be in front of warmth, speak some strong words, but suddenly frowned, because she saw A, with a slicked back hairstyle, the guy holding the fresh flowers, being surrounded by a few classmates, shoving their way towards them. Between classmates, an igniting confession. Will want Q in the past. I have seen quite a few. Look at the other person's appearance. It seems to be coming for warmth. This commotion. Mu want Q. Sit up straight immediately, as if facing a formidable enemy. Touched the warmth. Warmth. Over there. Warmth while eating. Lift your head. Immediately saw someone holding fresh flowers, being bullied by a few classmates. Lai Anxia was pushed over. Lai Anxia, this is so awkward it makes my toes curl. Yet a bold and blatant action. Quickly became the center of attention. The classmates behind me start cheering continuously. Together, together, together. This is how to rely on the crowd. A loud and chaotic declaration of love. It's actually very disgusting. Many beautiful girls, all affected by this environment, and the state has been coerced. The crowd that stirred up trouble, harmony, will be given to the girl. A lot of pressure. Ordinary girl, often influenced by the atmosphere, left in a state of confusion. I don't know whether I should refuse. Many people use this method, forcing the girl to compromise and accept. But unfortunately, Lai Anxia chose the wrong target. When Nguyen urged May to stand up, the atmosphere suddenly changed. The feeling of living people mistaking reflections. It is very obvious. Cold gaze. A few people around started to jeer, suddenly fell silent. In an instant, even the surrounding air, it has become a bit colder. Waiting for Lai Anxia, when I approached the warmth, words that have been long in the making, on the tip of my tongue. Even the sound has disappeared. When Nguyen classmate, everyone was watching the show eagerly, waiting for warmth, rejecting. Such a warm expression. At that moment, suddenly emotions shift from sound. She stared at the entrance of the hall, eyes filled with peach blossoms. Laugh like a spring breeze. Mu Wan Qiu did not look towards the door, but she saw warmth in his eyes. I already guessed the plot. The summer breeze has probably arrived. So the iceberg. It also melted away. When I originally walked into the restaurant, The monsoon tried to move very slowly. I want Buzuting to leave first. But after she slowed down her pace, Buzuting surprisingly slowed down as well. She acted like a little tail. The monsoon is also quite helpless, can only speed up a little. Quickly move forward. Monsoon 1.81. Buzuting is not considered to have short legs. But the monsoon, if you walk quickly, she quickened her pace. Only then can we keep up. Monsoon, can you wait a moment? Anat, leave behind a sentence. The monsoon is moving faster. Walking through the hallway, soon arrived at the previous place. The waiter said the second floor lobby. As soon as I entered the door, the gaze locked onto the figure in the hall. Because of Gu Zhu-ting, slightly impatient, instantly vanished into thin air. Even the gaze, it gradually became softer. By the window in the corner of the long pavilion, the location of the main gate, far apart than even so, two people. Also at the first moment, they sensed each other, looking far away, the smile on the face of the monsoon, the indifference on his warm face. Instant dissolution showed a gentle smile. The monsoon does not have that kind of. In front of many people, the idea of showing off. It's not that. Deliberately keeping a low profile. Mainly, it's her now. There aren't any significant achievements. This is getting out of hand. That's not quite right either. It's not her style. Made a gesture of warmth. SHH. Gesture. Then he pointed outside the hall. Warmth. Immediately blinked several times. I understand. The exchange between the two was brief. Surrounding people, basically unaware, just a warm expression. Some changes have occurred. Only Lai Anxia. She witnessed the melting of the iceberg. Suddenly, the warm sun broke through the cold winter. The tension in my heart instantly, mostly melted away. Then she saw even more. The eyes that blink continuously, like peach blossoms flooding the heart. Lai Anxia, even in the warmth of the gaze, seeing a hint of stickiness and tenderness. Are you saying that? Heaven has truly favored her. Direct confession leads to success without words. Can still win the goddess's favor. While feeling excited in my heart, Lai Anxia, a warm gaze. It seems a bit off. No, I must have seen it wrong. She touched her greasy hair, just stepped forward, yet warmth remains unwavering. Red lips rise. Benwet, Lai Anxia, what she said seemed to be. Let it go. At this moment, she shouldn't have said hug. Did I hear that wrong? Giant Lai Anxia is here. Walk to the middle between the long table and the wall. Warm complexion. Quickly turned again. The voice has changed. Move aside. This time I heard it very clearly. When Nguyen said, move aside, instead of, Remen, oh, fart, heartbroken. Lai Anxia couldn't hold the flowers properly. Fell all over the ground. That scarred expression. It might just need one more hand. A relaxed brow. The people around also made a sound. SHH. The sound. The warmth directly crossed over the flowering trees. Passing by Lai Anxia, walked toward the door in silence. The farce-called confession has come to an end. Ian Muwank, although she is subtly the center of attention. But such a gathering of many people, it won't appear. That kind of person. Left. Regarding the situation of the collective dispersal. More people will stay here. First, finish the meal in front of you. Again with Lai Anxia, confessing warmth in this matter. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between the mountains, there lived a kind-hearted girl named May. She possessed a remarkable gift for healing. using herbs and plants to mend the wounds of both people and animals. One day a mysterious traveler arrived, seeking her help for a rare ailment. May, intrigued by his tales of adventure, agreed to assist him. As they worked together, an unexpected bond formed, leading them on a journey filled with challenges and discoveries. Through their trials, May learned the importance of courage and love, ultimately transforming her life and the lives of those around her. Become a topic of conversation after meals. For example, right now. Sigh, this guy is really pitiful. How can one say pity? You really dare to say that. Dare to do this. Confess to Wen Nguyen. I can only say. The bold are rewarded. Starve the timid. This will definitely burst. Heard some classmates' mockery. By brother Lai Anxia. It is also hard to bear the shame. Several friends fanning the flames. At this moment, everyone began to comfort each other. Lao Saya, are you okay? Don't lose heart. Next one is better. Lai Anxia ignored a few photographer friends. After taking a few deep breaths, gradually stood up straight. At the moment the warm iceberg melts. He almost thought, I am the son of God. The dream lasted only a moment. It shattered. Warm expressions change. It is true. Lion Zaya was very sure. That's a beloved expression. Warmth. He saw the person he liked. So, that's when he would show that expression. That's why he would step aside. He walked outside. It is to find the person he likes. Lai Anxia felt unwilling. He really wants to know. Why is this happening? He wants to take a look. The one Warmth loves. What is it really like? Carrying 3 parts of resentment in my heart. 3 minutes of anger. 3 parts curiosity. There is still the last part. 91 points of dissatisfaction. Lai Anxia silently stood up. Pull up. A bouquet that has already scattered half its flowers. Walking out of the morning gate. After he left, the venue is still very lively. Some people were discussing what had just happened. Some people, they continued to chat. Actually, not everyone is that important. When you're not around, besides those who like you, no one else will pay attention to you. Watching Warmth leave, Mu Want Keu let out a slight sigh. A previous conversation with Wen Nguyen. It left him somewhat unsettled. The beauty between the monsoon and Warmth. It left him somewhat entranced. Out of empathy, even though he really likes the monsoon. I don't want to intrude into their world. But this time Mu Wankwiu, coming back to my senses, suddenly feel. Something feels off. I just now. Is it that Warmth has taken control? Mu Wankwiu silently pinched her chin. Start thinking. Warm this person. His external demeanor. Very indifferent. Strangers, keep your distance. Difficult to communicate. It seems I don't have many friends. Beneath such an appearance, it's really hard to evoke feelings. Warmth is a girl with a little cunning. Ki Wen Nguyen scored 705. Great achievements in the world. Before, in the cafeteria, Mu Wankyu just experienced Warmth. I would never doubt his intelligence. He almost did it just now. Just want to give up on something that hasn't even started. It's already over, the feelings have ended. Originally very humble. Once again, I feel hopeless. Never give up. What else can be done? Asterisk, sound of a slap, asterisk. Mu Wankyu, with a fist, clapped his left palm. Yang, the brand name expert. Just now, Wen Nguyen clearly stated his past with the monsoon. Others, there isn't a shred of chance at all. Unless the two of them. I have a problem. What one can do oneself. It seems like we can only wait. Muwank, take a deep breath. Adjust it a bit. The warmth of the intangible CPU emotions. As long as there is no admission, then we are still good buddies. At that moment, Liang Wei walked over. Wagyu, are you okay? Not very good. Muwanqiu pouted. He understands very well, but he is not a robot. You just had a warm moment with that one. What did you talk about? For Muwanqiu, this bold approach towards one's rival in love. Still chatting for half a day. Liang Wei also felt admiration. Perhaps this is Muwank. Since childhood, like a son. Enthusiasm and vitality. It is his nickname. Mentioning what just happened. Muwanqiu smiled widely without any ladylike restraint. I just wanted to know about Sandang-san, but it didn't happen. Still being controlled by someone. Lian Wei, Jai Sandang-san. This is what I said. That makes no sense at all. Wan Qiu, are you feeling feverish? What exactly are you talking about? Mu Wanqiu greedily reached out her hand. I will elaborate on a fact. Lian Wei's lips twitched. Mu Wang's words were said. He is becoming less and less able to understand. A glass of red wine has arrived. Quietly pouting. Took a big gulp. Then casually interacted with the classmates around. They chatted. The other side. Always with Wan Nan. Their casual chat about Jianin. At this moment, also ready to break free. Wan Nan, you smelly brat. No skill. Still clingy. Now he has received the warm WeChat message. Actually, there's no need to talk to him anymore. It's just them. They are all warm roommates. He doesn't want to. Things have become too tense with these roommates. And that girl named Lai Yunxiu. It's quite good, too. Although there is no warmth. So stunning. There is a saying. What was it called again? If you like a girl, warmth hasn't failed here yet. No rush. Just now, Lai Anxia's confession. In his view, it is a complete farce. And Lai Anxia, it's the clown of this farce. Pursuing a girl. Where can you find such a confession? Confession is just. Give others the chance to refuse you. So stupid it's infuriating. Just now his perspective. A bit. Can't see the warmth in their expressions. He knows. Warmth goes out. There must be a reason. At this moment, follow them. Perhaps there will be gains. And that stupid Lai Anxia. It's gone now. Maybe there are still clowns. Act 2 is ready to view. Aye. Sionan. You all chat first. I went to the restroom. Okay. Then you go. A conversation begins. Wang Nan looked into Jiang Nan's eyes, already filled with emotions. In his view, a boy like Jiang Nan, only worth pursuing. When Jiang Nan got up to leave, Wang Nan eagerly looked toward. Two roommates. How is it? How is it? Have you seen what a high-quality, handsome guy looks like? 7. Lai Yunxiu felt somewhat disdainful. Jianin just now. Look at his gaze. Clearly carrying some extra meaning. Lai Yunxiu knows. My own conditions are decent. Someone is chasing him. He will also consider it. But before Jianin, clearly seeking warmth. Later, he used tricks again. From Wan Nan. The WeChat business card that deceives warmth. Without giving up warmth. He occasionally glances at himself. Sometimes I still say a few things. Incomprehensible words. This counts as high quality. This is not pure trash. I guess it's just you who feels that way. Lai Yunxiu, what do you mean? Everyone is targeting me, right? Wan Nan, don't be infatuated. You may want to ask. What is he really thinking? Your own heart. There should be. Betrayed by Lai Yunxiu. One Nan suddenly, feeling a bit guilty. Jiangin is not that kind of person. Wan Nan, how about we make a bet? What to bet on? Gambling in the Jiangin toilet. It won't be back in 20 minutes. They might not even come back. He didn't go to the bathroom at all. He went out. It is seeking warmth. Do you believe it? I don't believe it. Wang Nan still refused to believe. Or he has already believed, but unwilling to admit it. Lai Yunxiu will not pamper him. You don't believe it, do you? Anyway, the meal wasn't finished. Then we just wait patiently. Lai Yunxiu's confidence, Wan Nan felt a bit insecure. The uncertainty in my heart made him shut his mouth. No more arguing. Silently eating. Outside the hall, the monsoon embraces with open arms, leaning against the stone pillar at the door, when Wen Nguyen ran out. The originally gentle plum rain, suddenly it formed a straight line. Gu Zuting. She is here too. The monsoon also noticed. The arrival of warmth. Lift your eyes. Slipping on the face. Finally a smile appeared. Warmth gently inhaled, but did not notice. The rabbit shuddered as a result. The monsoon caught him off guard. On the side, Gu Zuting. Stunned. She responded nonchalantly. I scanned myself, even though the styles are different. But today, both are wearing fitted dresses. My own bunny. Compared to warmth, it's just like little Gami. Back in high school, warmth is mostly in school uniforms. Only the monsoon. This has been encountered before. Only then will you be shocked by the world beneath the school uniform. Even if I changed my outfit later, it is mainly in a loose-fit style. Gu Zuting knows there is a gap. I just didn't expect it. The gap is so large. Now the warmth has changed into this. A slightly more fitted outfit. Gu Zuting suddenly felt a sense of the feeling of being unable to accept reality. Seeing Wen Nguyen walking towards this way, Gu Zuting couldn't help it. Took a step back. This heartfelt timidity. Even she didn't expect it. I can't even see her. Do you ever feel guilty? Wen Nguyen saw it. Gu Zuting's little actions. But she said nothing at all. Calmly walked to Jiafeng's side. Standing on tiptoe, she reached out and tousled the head of the monsoon. The small half-piece of leaf fell from above. How did you come here? Zunaming said they were just going out to eat. It wasn't explained clearly either. What kind of event is it? After knowing the location, I just came over in a daze. Hungry? Aren't you full? A bit. Wen Nguyen smiled. The smile is a bit playful and cute. Then we'll go in and eat. I estimate the heat inside hasn't cooled down yet. Let's wait a moment. Okay. I just got this for you from inside. Wen Nguyen felt a bit excited. Take out 2 packs of jade lizards. The monsoon suddenly paused, suddenly remembering a past life. Someone is spreading dog food and saying something. If your girlfriend really likes you, she would even eat at the banquet. I'll help you sort out 2 bags of seeds. At this time, the monsoon. It's roughly this kind of feeling. The conversation between the two was calm and simple, but that warmth and familiarity, making Gu Zuting feel unfamiliar. The monsoon won't affect other girls. So gentle. Wen Nguyen won't act warm in front of other boys. Not cute at all. As a third party observing, Gu Zuting felt. Feeling as awkward as a movable stone crouches. Standing. It's just like love. I'll go in first. The monsoon made no sound. It is indeed warm. Nodding gently. Okay, after Guzooting left, on this side of the monsoon, Kaidaio chuckled as he spoke. You have declared all the sovereignty. What sovereignty? Monsoon ownership. Where is it? The warmth of feeling understood. Pulling on Jaifeng's arm. Just use your head to bump his back. But he soon noticed the unusual behavior of the monsoon. Peeking out from behind the monsoon, Wen Nguyen also saw it. Holding withered flowers, lie anxious standing at the door. His eyes were vacant. The soul is restless. The playful banter between the two, it simply pierced through Lai Anxia's lungs, especially after he saw Jaifeng's clothes. Suddenly it feels somewhat familiar. Isn't that the loser I just ran into at the door? Oh, Daddy, I just advised you. The truth has been spoken. It's just a piece of knife, but you don't believe it. I can't do anything about it either. The monsoon is still very sincere. Lai Anxia Wenian, the expression is even harder to break. Earlier at the entrance, the monsoon indeed said, Wen Nguyen likes him. But this kind of thing, Lai Anxia took a glance, standing beside the monsoon. Although the expression is indifferent, yet the warmth of tight embrace. Then I wish you happiness. Jaifeng was taken aback. This talk, he seems to have heard it somewhere before. It left quite an impression. The monsoon sees Lai Anxia's face turning bitter like this. There was no further torment. His meaning, memories of a former lick-dog life, let him not go when someone is heartbroken. Go bully him. Many people, everyone must go through this scene. Sprinkle dog food. Actually, there is no problem. Poke someone's lung too. Pouring salt on the wound again. There's really no need for that. They are all young people. What if I do something impulsive? Even worse. Thank you for your blessings. Aha. Heading towards the hall from 2G. At the door, he glanced back at Wen Nguyen. Then the tree fairy flower. Threw it in the trash can. Left without looking back. Watching brother Tu leave, then soon turned to look at the warmth, but found Wen Nguyen is staring. The flowers of the tree trash can felt the gaze of the monsoon. Only warmth can pull back the gaze. Look at him. Although Wen Nguyen said nothing, Ki Jaifeng sensed something unusual. Warmth can also love flowers. It's just him. The person I liked didn't send him flowers. Would never ask for it. Monsoon knows. Between myself and warmth, something has always been missing. A true confession. Choose an auspicious day. Press the decision. The monsoon pointed straight outside. Please wait a moment. I need to go to the restroom. Come back and go in for dinner. Monsoon turns away, heading to the restroom. Just left. Jiao Jianin. He walked out from the entrance of the hall. He actually had been standing there for a long time. He also didn't expect it. Warmth unexpectedly. I already have a boyfriend. And warm. It seems like you really care. That boyfriend's. When seeing Jianin. Warmth and a hint of jealousy. Just as he had sensed. Jianin quietly walked towards him. Warm classmate. Why are you standing here and not going in? You were just bullied by Lai Anxia. It must have been forced out. Lai Anxia, I was indeed a bit impulsive. The actions just now. It will definitely make you girls. Embarrassing. She and I were classmates. I'm really sorry. How about this? If you have time, let's go out for a meal together. I apologized to you at that time. What do you think? Jianin clearly saw it. The relationship between warmth and monsoons. But he still acted very naturally. The person called monsoon does not exist. This is it. The differences between him and Lai Anxia. When Nguyen looked up, her brows were slightly sharp. He increasingly felt university students, no longer like in high school. So simple. The actions of these people, it's just harassment. No need. It seems that. The power of this sentence is insufficient. It was warm, and she added a sentence. I have a boyfriend. Speak. He headed towards the restaurant, heading towards the direction of the bathroom. Jianin raised an eyebrow. Immediately follow behind. Warm classmate, you may have misunderstood. On the south side here, a figure suddenly emerged, looking at Jianin with a smile that isn't quite a smile. Misunderstanding what? The monsoon has arrived. Warmth silently tightened its grip. The monsoon has just washed everything clean. Hands still not dried. This action is very obvious. Warmth is about knowing each other. In terms of a warm personality, people are divided into men and women. He rarely has any preferences. So everyone. There won't be any special treatment. At most, we are just acquaintances. Let Wen Nguyen take the initiative to grab his hand. That must be it. What happened? The monsoon meets the eyebrows of Jianin. It seems like they took him for granted. Continue to speak to Wenwen. If you feel, I haven't had time lately. It's inconvenient to bring others along. It's fine to wait a while. One person is fine too. The monsoon has been felt. Warm fingers tightening. Wen Nguyen has already stepped forward. My name is Jiafen. You are? Hello. I am Jianin from the law department. Jianin seems to have just come back to her senses. I just saw someone like the monsoon. A very polite response. Seeing this, Jiafen first frowned, suddenly revealed a hint of difference. He turned his head to look at Wenwen with a serious expression. What's going on with you all? Warm vinegar brows. Reflecting. How should I say it? Let's talk about what just happened. But Jianin's eloquence. Clearly better. Are you all? It's all my fault. I'm really sorry. Warm classmate. You made your friend misunderstand. Don't be stubborn with him. Of course, I won't have a falling out with him. Warmth is a bit urgent. I glanced at Jiafen unconsciously. This glance, suddenly captured by Jianin. He hurriedly waved his hand. You're the monsoon classmate, right? I'm really sorry. Don't let this matter affect you. Angry with Wen Nguyen. I am just. The monsoon hasn't made its stance clear. The expression on the face is also. Unclear meaning. Ye Shufa, a very skilled male green tea. He pretended to be angry. Took a glance at the warmth. Uffed. Turned to look at the ceiling. Warmth was pierced by the monsoon's glare. Suddenly felt a bit at a loss. I also feel a bit wronged. Seeing this scene, Jianin only knows. The contradiction is almost resolved. So they quickly withdrew. I'll go to the bathroom first. You talk. Seeing him leave, I just want warmth, explained the monsoon. But when he looked at Jiafen, but found in the monsoon's eye, there is no anger at all, only smiles. Being looked at like this, the warm heartbeat is very fast. I don't like this person. So, who do you like? The monsoon tilts its head. Can't help but laugh. When Nguyen felt her face flush with embarrassment. It's about to swell up. Don't laugh at me. The monsoon waved its fingers, then pointed to the warm calf and shoes, whispering like a demon, take off your socks. When Nguyen may be shy, but still did as instructed. He is wearing this kind of dress and shoes today. So she wore flesh-colored short stockings. After handing the stockings to Jiafen, he also saw the monsoon. He placed it in front of his nose and sniffed. This seeing, even more, warmth makes it unbearable. What are you doing? Matters of the Jianghu. Don't ask too much. The monsoon smiled warmly. Re-enter the restroom. Jiangnin is standing at, happily humming a tune by the medicine pool. Didn't even notice someone approaching. Suddenly, his vision blurred. A glance was caught by a touch. Flesh-colored cover. Then he was pulled by the hair. They were pulled to the side of the pool. Big drum, big drum. Washing hands on a night path, on the blindfolded head. One flush suddenly choked out a large amount of foam. Hard to breathe. It's still stinging my eyes. Jianin wants to howl. Immediately kicked by someone. Kicked in the lower back. Then someone grabbed her by the hair, dragged into the squat toilet. He shoved his head into the toilet. Then he was hit with 5 punches again. Kicked a few times. Fell with their head down into the toilet. Bubbles are forming in the nostrils. Everything happened in a short moment. Within 2 minutes. It's really too fast. Finally, the stockings are on my head, pulled away by someone. Nosebleed in Jiangnin. Cheers. There are still some strange things. Mixed together. He is rubbing. I stuck with the night of washing hands, unable to hold back my tears. Elder brother, stop hitting. I was wrong. Actually, when I realized the crying and shouting, the monsoon has already left with the stockings. When the warm monsoon arrives, immediately noticed the blood-stained short stockings in his hand. His heart was almost in his throat. Warmth knows. Stories of the monsoon season, but those were very far from him. But this time is different. The cause of this incident. It's just because he said he doesn't like Jianin. That's why the monsoon is venting for him. Monsoon, go back. Will he cause you trouble? The monsoon casually grabbed the stockings, put it in the service worker's oversized trash bin. Then I found a teacup. I washed my hands with tea leaves. This is how I caught warmth again. What is he? But aren't we just here to use the restroom? Don't worry. Good. This time, caught by the monsoon. An emotion of a refugee. A warmth blossomed in my heart. Even made him feel unusual joy. In a daze, the warmth has already been swept away by the monsoon, dragged back to the hall. Jiafeng smiled warmly. Greet Zuming and the others. Ming Dai, Ko Dai, and Dai. The adoptive father has arrived. Climb. The 3 spoke in unison. At this moment, not many people noticed them. The monsoon also settled down with warmth, getting ready to eat. He took a glance. The warmth still bowed its head. A girl believed to be introverted, still not recovered from what just happened. Calm down. I won't disturb you any more. Let him digest it himself, after the monsoon begins to gaze. The warmth quietly lifted its head. Silly gaze. Gazing at the monsoon. His slanted eyes. Meio. That. My gaze kept drifting to his profile. In the heart of an introverted girl, the surge couldn't be contained at all. Taking advantage of the monsoon's distraction, he leaned forward quietly. A time of deep affection. Lao Chai. I added 2 girls on WeChat today. How is it? Not bad, right? Jang Ko suddenly approached with a wine glass. A sudden sound. The autistic girl suddenly lowered her head. Also instantly faded away. All the courage I've built up. That moment. No, so close. But in the end it is. Failed to succeed. Actually, there's something unusual. It's more than just warmth. Sitting diagonally opposite was Mu Wankyu. At this moment, they also let out a sigh of relief. From the moment the monsoon and warmth returned, He was actually watching the two of them, even if the gaze doesn't meet directly. The corner of my eye never wavered, because the person I like is there. He also cares about warmth. Just now, that warm and loving gaze, even if it's just from a distance. It all seems like, burned by that intense heat. Woo-wonk is someone who could have been stopped. He just needs to make a sound to interrupt. Can stop, but he doesn't want to destroy the beauty that belongs to the two of us. As Muwankwu thought, if the monsoon were gently kissed by warmth, he should do it himself. It must feel very happy, right? So, after noticing Jang Keo accidentally interrupting Wen Nguyen's actions, Muwankwu felt a sense of relief in her heart, silently relieved but unable to hide it. The feeling of gain and loss. He felt a bit emotional again. The complexity within oneself. Indeed, everyone is selfish. Seeing Jang Keo is a joy. The monsoon also raises a glass. Bumped into him. Sure, Keo die. Gained skills. Of course not. You can't let us down, brother Keo. Da thing. Had a casual chat with Jang Keo. Had another drink. Jiafeng turned to look at the person beside him. Fending? This has been going on for a while now. Your warm feelings should have settled down a bit, right? You can glance over. Monsoon discovery. Wen Nguyen buried his head very low. At this moment, his face resembled the boiled shrimp in front of him. Almost the same color. Red and hot. I don't even dare to look up. The monsoon feels warm and uncomfortable. After all, he drank so much yesterday that he got cramps. Truly a talented person. Bayan Guangxin gently pressed her forehead against his. Warmth. What's wrong with you? Finished. The warmth of the monsoon covering her forehead made her face even redder. I was just thinking of sneaking away. No, no, not yet. As courage reaches zero, maxed out shyness, monsoon extends a helping hand. Directly leads to warmth. CPU short-circuited instantly. The monsoon feels warm but looks very stiff. This is a bit strange. He clearly said just now that he wasn't full. Still very hungry. If you're not feeling well. No, when Nguyen doesn't want to go back. Being here with Jiafeng. Can eat and drink again. There is nothing better than this. Just, he wants to cool down. Monsoon, can you? Don't talk to me yet. Monsoon. The monsoon scratched its head in surprise. Feeling warm is somewhat inexplicable. Are you angry or what? However, the monsoon didn't pay much attention. Warmth is like this. If you don't want to talk, then don't. Silent. Then let's wrap the shrimp. What else can be done? After all, my girlfriend is a bit slow. It's the kind of person who doesn't even think to use an umbrella on a rainy day. I quietly complained about the warmth in my heart, then quietly wrapped a few shrimp for him. The monsoon knows. Warm heart. There might be something a bit off. So I deliberately turned my back. The wrapped shrimp is passed over, hearing the sound of his chopsticks. The monsoon finally relaxed. Precise positioning successful. Positioning completed. The lingering light at the edge of the monsoon eye. Swept up a fork. I am inserting a dessert cupcake that is a bit far away. He raised an eyebrow. Get up directly. Lift up the plate. Then place it behind yourself. Hearing warmth while eating small cakes. The monsoon nodded with a smile once more. Precise positioning successful X2. The autistic girl is still eating. Then there's no problem. For him, food is strength. It's just that his actions like this attracted the attention of several people nearby. Bum, the sound. But the monsoon doesn't matter. He is deaf. I can't hear a thing. The monsoon and the big fellow ate for a while. amidst the laughter and chatter of the crowd. Suddenly, the outside of the hall became a bit noisy. Students who enjoy eating melons. This has already gone out. I want to see what exactly happened. Someone will be back soon. Classmates who didn't go out. I started to inquire with them. What happened? What's happening outside? I heard there was a person. I was beaten in the bathroom. Who by hit? Jying in from the law school. Who hit it? I don't know. The police have arrived. It's right downstairs. It looks pretty tragic. You pig-headed fool. This person said. He laughed as he spoke. That's just how people are. The joys and sorrows between people are not easily understood. Your encounter, if no one empathizes, that is highly likely to become but joke and noise in the eyes of others. The murmurs of the crowd were not loud, but it was enough for Wen Nguyen and Jai Feng to hear. The Minsoon felt the warmth of a gaze, turned my head to look, confirmed that the warm cheeks are no longer red. Huh? I've eaten quite a bit too. Feeling better now. Wen Nguyen gave him a strange look. The police have arrived. Why bother with those things any more? He looked at Jaifen with some concern, did not speak. Minsoon understood what he meant, gently held the warm, relaxed fingers. Don't worry. This has nothing to do with us. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Minsoon pursed her lips, smiled. It doesn't really matter anyway. But you eat well here. Don't run around. I'll be up a bit. When Nguyen is very worried about the Minsoon. But he also understands the reason why we shouldn't create chaos casually. So he nodded, watching the Minsoon depart. The others were also a bit curious about what was happening downstairs. But at this moment, drinking is just getting exciting and the painting is in full swing. There is no intention of going back. Downstairs at Jian Yang restaurant, Jianen, hotel manager, two police officers are standing together. The auxiliary police are taking the statement from Jianen. You say, someone hit you. Do you know what the other person looks like? I don't know. Did not see. At that time, my head was covered. The auxiliary police officer paused for a moment while taking notes. Details of the fight. Can you describe it? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just taking the hits. It feels like there are a lot of people. They kicked and punched again. He still pulls my hair. Push me into the pool and the toilet. Oh, right. There was a person with great strength. Can drag me away with one hand. The assistant police officer's lips twitched. What kind of description is this? Do you know exactly how many people are aware? Seeing the auxiliary police like this, Jianin is a bit anxious. Feeling 2, 3, maybe it's 3. But anyway, I can't write. I'm not exactly sure either. I already said it. At that time, I couldn't see Mr. Jianin. I know you're anxious. But don't rush. Have you had any conflicts with anyone recently? Mentioning the conflict, several people flashed through Jianin's mind. Judgment and reasoning. Recently, because of flirting, he had a conflict with others. Actually, quite a few. Recently, it's probably that warm boyfriend. And soon. However, he just said 2 or 3 sentences. Just let the Minsoon and warmth argue. Jianin felt. Speaking, he speaks very politely. Between the Minsoons, there has never been a fight. It's just a bit annoying. It's really hard to call it a conflict. After he entered the restroom, Warmth must definitely argue with the Minsoon, or explain. Upon careful calculation, he shouldn't have had the means to commit the crime. The time doesn't match. And that Minsoon looks so skinny. The person is quite shy. First, eliminate the monsoon. But if the monsoon is at the door, he might know some clues. Just as Jiangnan had this thought, the monsoon had just arrived at the restaurant's first floor. It seems like just here to watch the fun. See him. Jiangnan was filled with surprise. Monsoon classmate, this way. Come over here for a moment. The monsoon hesitated and then betrayed again. Finally pointed at himself. Are you looking for me? You are. At this moment, Jiangnan was beaten like a pig's head, but very cleverly. It's all soft tissue bruises. I am Jiangnan. We just met, right at the bathroom door. We are classmates. We were still having a meal together. Jifen walked over with a puzzled expression. Got you this. What's going on? I was just attacked in the restroom. Just want to ask you. You were at the bathroom door earlier. Have you seen any suspicious individuals? I really hadn't noticed that. When time was busy getting angry with warmth. This is it very important? Minsoon looked hesitant, even feeling a bit guilty. Turned to look at the police officer. The police officer and Jifen exchanged a glance. Finally shook his head. It's okay if you didn't see it. You don't need to blame yourself too much. There's no surveillance by the restroom either. It seems like your classmate is getting beaten senseless. I don't even know if I targeted the wrong person. All right. Is it Jiangnan? Please sign here. You will be notified when there is news. There is a notification message for you. This can't be done now. We have to go. Almost. Jiangnan's expression suddenly stiffened. I know this is likely hopeless. Not. If you have any new clues, let me know. You can also contact me proactively. Let's leave it at that. Go to the hospital early for a checkup. All explained. 2 police officers left. The manager of Jiangyang restaurant gave 200 inquiries to Jiangnan. 500 meal voucher. This is a hush money payment. After all, someone is getting hit. It still has an impact on the restaurant. After everyone left, the monsoon looked at Jiangnan, who felt wronged and stood there. Asked softly, Jiangnan classmate, are you okay? No. Why didn't you see who it was just now, monsoon? So close. Beaten up for no reason. Jiangnan is feeling very upset. Speaking to the monsoon, the earlier politeness is gone. Jiangnan sat on the steps, sulking. The monsoon tapped him on the shoulder at that moment, leaning close to his ear. Will you dare next time? A single sentence. The good intentions of the Jiangnan pseudo can use bone, straight to the crown of the head. The whole body suddenly tensed up, looking at Jifen with disbelief. So there is a reason I didn't see it. I need to pay more attention next time. Did Jiangnan classmate know? Looking at the slightly squinted eyes of Jifen, Jiangnan felt that his breathing was not very smooth. Does he want to strangle himself? I understand. That's good to know. The monsoon climbed the stairs with a smile. The monsoon has gone. Jiangnan sat still for a while. Minor injuries can result in detention at most. 10 days. Fine of 500. Off campus. Will not be fired. No evidence. It may not necessarily lead to a conviction. Will there be revenge? Well, after confirming these few things, he quietly took a taxi to the hospital alone. Went upstairs. The monsoon under the warm, inquiring gaze. Returned to the original position. Gently patted the warm hand. It's nothing. The autistic girl has finally started eating again. Returning to the dinner table. Will want you at this moment. She took the initiative to sit across from Jifen. He raised his glass to the monsoon. Even though it's just beer. But the cup is quite large. Jifen just had a drink with a few others. At this moment, it is impossible for nature to lose face in front of Mu Wankyu. Just before raising the cup, he kindly reminded, "Drink less." Are you afraid I'll get drunk? My alcohol tolerance is quite impressive now. The monsoon smiles gently, did not answer this question, but changed the subject. "I know that day in the old shopping district. Is this your first time drinking?" Words of the monsoon. Not only did it leave Mu Wonk's heart slightly stunned. Lian, Zhu Ming, and Zhang Kao, everyone felt a strange sensation. Mu Wonkyu squinted slightly. "This is something I've never said before, because you were very clumsy back then. Poor drinking capacity. The drinking habits are also poor." Minsoon's Rui pain. Mu Wonk's dissatisfaction was evident. "I have a bad temper when drinking. Are you afraid? It's not just a casual insult against me. So what about now? Have there been any improvements?" This time the monsoon pondered. "Once again, I give you ruiping. My alcohol tolerance is still very low, now like a stubborn wine alliance." Muwankwiu smiled. Her smile made her eyes look beautiful. The warmth that was buried in eating raised its head with laughter. When Nguyen glanced at Jai Feng and Muan Kiu, it seemed to sense the unusual atmosphere in the air between Muwank and the monsoon. When Nguyen thought for a moment, "Continue eating. Play dead on the spot. This isn't the first time he's done something like this. Very skilled. And he believes the monsoon can handle it well. The stubborn wine pact. Is this considered a bad review of me? It's just stating a fact." Mu Wonk's eyes were dimly bright. "Poured myself another glass. Then it was filled with monsoon. I don't really like the taste of alcohol, but I really enjoy the feeling of being tipsy. All senses of touch have been amplified. Smiling at everything. Everything sounds beautiful. The most eye-catching event. All things in the world are gentle. Raise the wine glass in return." The monsoon also enjoys the slight intoxication brought by the beer. That's true. A slight intoxication from the wine. Romantic and cozy. The wine glass holds today's emotions. There is also hope for tomorrow. Mu Wankyu's eyes were like autumn waters. He just knows. The monsoon will surely continue his words. The monsoon can understand his feelings, can understand his meaning. He knows the emotion he wants to express. Unfortunately, he does not belong to himself. Mu Wonk's gaze turned towards Wen Nguyen. "Zim thought this world seems unfair, but it also seems very fair. The warm past is very tragic. But as long as I think of you, I can tell you directly, having a happy family, loving his parents, abundant life, when I miss you, then I can only drink. Still too greedy, always wanting to obtain things that don't belong to you. This idea is spoken out loud. It's like moaning without being sick." With a slight buzz from the alcohol, Muwank's cup was raised once again. "Cheers to you tomorrow. Respect tomorrow." The monsoon also raised its hand. After drinking, the monsoon diverted Muwankyu's gaze. "Look towards the warmth beside you. The warm gaze is crystal clear." He glanced at the wine glass in the hands of Jai Feng. She pressed her lips together. "What does wine taste like? Bitter. Feel the happiness. It's like staying up late. At time. Makes one feel free. Can I give it a try?" The monsoon still hasn't poured out warm wine. He shook his head. Shen Chu brought a bowl of sweet soup to Wen Nguyen. "When I'm here, you don't need to drink. When I'm not around, you are not allowed to drink alcohol." "Good." Warmth readily agreed. The conversation between the two people did not lower the voice. Everyone heard it clearly, including Muwank. He originally thought, understanding the tipsy feeling of the monsoon. But I didn't expect. The monsoon doesn't allow warmth to drink. His attitude and expectations towards warmth. Completely different from others. I'll go get some fresh air. Moo Wankyu forced a smile and stood up. The monsoon is silent. Zhu Ming looked at the two of them. He had watched Moo Wankyu drink the red wine. Drinking beer again. He knows how to toast and exchange drinks. I've had quite a bit to drink. Feeling a bit worried. As if a decision had been made. He followed as well. Moo Wankyu held up her wine cup. Arriving at the other side of the window. Someone drank alcohol. When drunk, I like to talk. Especially, they can say some words not usually spoken. For example, Zhu Ming, who is following Moo Wankyu, looking at the girl in front of me, resting her chin on her hand. Thinking about it is. Zhu Ming also couldn't contain his emotions. He nudged Moo Wankyu's arm. Wan Keu, Moo Wonk's brows and eyes are curved gracefully. He gave Zhu Ming a meaningful smile. Raise your index finger to your lips. Juo actively interrupted Zhu Ming, who was about to speak. SHH, don't say it out loud. Otherwise, you won't even have friends. Zhu Ming remained silent. He only felt a ringing in his ears. Then there was a thumping sound in my ear. My mind feels like someone is banging drums. Thoughts are tangled like a web. He was like a bug struggling in a net. The more you struggle, the more urgent it becomes, until the heart aches faintly. Just now it stopped. Zhu Ming turned around. I popped a piece of red sugar porcelain into my mouth. The taste by the mouth, but only bitterness remains. His fondness is exactly the same as Moo Wankyu's. Not yet started. It's already over. Perhaps it's because their likes are very similar. So Zhu Ming. In the moment that gaze was revealed. Moo Wankyu knew about him. I want to say something. He told Zhu Ming. Don't say it out loud. It's not just a warning to Zhu Ming. It's also a warning to myself. As long as it's not spoken out loud, we have always been friends. Zhu Ming took a deep breath. Look up at Moo Wankyu. This kind of affection seems like a tragedy. How could it be a tragedy? Just like in summer. Is autumn his tragedy? Zhu Ming straightened up. He is not like the monsoon. Every time I can catch Moo Wonk's artistic flair. So he just shook his head slightly. This kind of love has no ending. The affirmation of Moo Wankyu's laughter. What is the ending? Waiting. What happened next? No more after that. Zhu Ming was somewhat confused. He shrugged his shoulders. Emphasized it again. I minged. What is the result after waiting? What is it? Moo Wankyu quietly turned her head, looking at the person I like. He also looked at the girl cuddled up next to him. So nice. Since everything is good now, then why still pursue results? So, waiting is the result. So this result, isn't it just a tragedy? Moo Wonk's head shook again. The alcohol made him a bit talkative. It also made his feelings grow stronger. Waiting is autumn. It's not a tragedy. Just like the future doesn't necessarily have a result. But there will definitely be autumn in the future. There will be many more autumns in the future. Future, I will have many more opportunities to wait. So, I will always wait in the autumn sunset, waiting for the summer wind. Zhu Ming stared blankly at Moo Wankyu. Tipsy Moo Wankyu. The complexion is a tawny red. At this moment it seems no longer as beautiful as before. Rather, its beauty. Very beautiful. So beautiful it defies description. But this kind of beauty, it also made Zhu Ming feel an unreachable distance. At this moment, he finally understood. between myself and Mu Wankyu. Separated. It's not a monsoon at all, but rather two sets that cannot bring any joy, cognition that cannot merge. Zooming felt a pang of jealousy every time he saw Mu Wankyu talking to Jai Feng. Both of them feel different from the others, completely on different wavelengths. Only the two of them can connect with each other. Only the two of them could talk to each other about those artistic topics. Perhaps what Mu Wankyu is seeking, that's the feeling. Their family is particularly wealthy. He is not lacking in familial love. Study well. The person is beautiful. High emotional intelligence. Socializing at work. Can play. So he is searching for. It is a soulmate that resonates with oneself, rather than like them, I just want to date someone. Find a partner. It's just a personal pleasure device. Mu Wankyu. So, will we still be friends in the future? Hasn't it always been? Then Zooming put it down. Maybe I haven't let go. Maybe I haven't completely let go. But he wasn't planning to chase anymore. It's nice to make a friend. The days in university are still long. The time he met Mu Wankyu, it hasn't been as long as the time that Jai Feng and Mu Wankyu have known each other. Longing in the heart, although it is also being beautified, but not too profound. Maybe he will find a new girlfriend in the future. Maybe not. Let's go. Mu Wankyu. They have almost finished eating. Okay. The address changed from Wankyu to Mu Wankyu, but Zooming didn't feel it. Lost that sense of closeness. The two became even more natural with each other than before. Walk back to the regular table. Zhang Keo and Zhu Yihan are already somewhat drunk. Yang Wei is playing on her phone. Mu Wonk's several roommates. They were also chatting with each other. The monsoon that has also been well fed. He is enjoying the warm shrimp wrapped for him. Seeing the two come back. The monsoon smiled with squinted eyes. Alcohol and the release of emotions, it can make people feel more comfortable. Zooming looks much more normal now. As for Mu Wankyu, he has never changed. It's that time. Everyone has almost finished eating. Or say, after finishing the meal. Actually, that's when the real conversation at the social gathering happens. More or less alcohol. What was I thinking about keeping warm? In short, the students are moving around in the hall, clearly becoming more frequent. The warm roommate Lai Yunxiu, Yan Fan, Wang Nan, and the other two approached. When seeing the warmth and the monsoon beside him, Lai Yunxiu took the initiative to greet. Warmth is indeed with you. Thank you for the snacks. Monsoon classmate. Wang Nan beside him pursed his lips. Although the interactions were not frequent, he Jifen feels that Lai Yunxiu's personality is quite good. As for Wang Nan, I won't mention it. He smiled and nodded at Lai Yunxiu, a small token of appreciation. Thank you all for your trouble during the weekdays. This is the second time Jifen has said this. However, Lai Yunxiu has now understood his meaning. They are all photography friends. It's not a hassle. The conversation between the two was very bland. The monsoon showed no intention of continuing the conversation. At this moment, there are quite a few girls gathered around. The monsoon doesn't really like environments with so many women. It's not that. He doesn't like women. He had many women in his past life as well. He just knows very well. These female classmates may also love money, but most of them are just ordinary girls seeking emotional connection. A girl seeking emotional connection. In fact, it's much more troublesome than asking for money. And just like there are many shells by the sea, he has found the one that is uniquely his. Let others take care of the rest. Monsoon Risen pointed to the door outside. You all chat. I'm going out for a smoke. Smoking is harmful to health. Try to smoke less. Mu Wonk's voice suddenly broke through the silence. Hearing his persuasion, Minsoon was momentarily stunned, somewhat speechless. "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." That sound. Walked out. The warmth signals the arrival of the Minsoon. Not a word. Silently reached out to take the cigarette in front of Zhang Keo. This action made him realize. Several gazes were focused on him. But it doesn't matter.